Salutations, my name is Ryzen, and I'm here to show you how to beat the Clashing Fists event quest where you fight a super powerful Brachydios in Monster Hunter Ultimate for the Wii U. The screen's loading here. First off, you want to drink a cool drink, of course. Fairly simple Monster Hunter strategy. Now, Brachydios in the event quest, sort of like the Ivory Liguricris and the Stygian Xenogri, hits super hard and has a ton of life. It's also faster than the normal Brachydios, and I want to say this one will always be a silver crown size. Now, this armor blocks its roar, so I get some free shots whenever it roars. It has a leap attack. An important thing to know about this guy is when to attack and how to dodge and space each of its moves. For example, it's licking its fist there. You have an easy chance to get a 3-hit combo. When it turns its tail, if you roll in between the legs or right up next to the legs, you should be fine and be able to avoid the tail swipe and get an extra hit in. This attack just runs sideways. You don't want to get cornered, you want to lure it out in the open. That's what I'm doing right there. Oops, got a little careless with the tail there. Now, if you get hit, he can kill you and take away pretty much 2/3 of your health bar. So you want to be very careful not to just heal instantly or completely run away without looking at Brachydios. It has openings that you can take advantage of to heal, but you have to make sure that it's in lag. Always keep your camera on Brachydios. My camera was off there and I paid for it. See here, I'm not rolling right away, I'm not healing right away. I'm watching it lick its fists there. And I know once it starts to lick its fists, I have a short amount of time when it will not be able to do anything else, so I heal right there. Stupid little Agnator thing. It's trolling me. If it does a tail swipe, it will always continue a second tail swipe for a 360. See here, it does that little roar and fist lick thing. Means I have a chance to heal and not be in danger. When it runs forward and hits its fist on the ground like that, you just run sideways. You can sort of do a counter circle around it to get out of the way. Now here, those rocks can explode, so I didn't want to get too close. I kind of got pinned between the rocks. But he quickly gets out. Here, if you do the spin release, it releases quite a bit faster than if you simply let the spin run out. It also is a more powerful version too. But an important thing with this fight is you do not want to get greedy. You don't want to YOLO it, or you only live once, in other words. Because this guy is extremely powerful. You need to just take advantage of openings. In situations like this, I want to run out of the area before I heal, which usually means you're safe. Roll to get the slime off, because if the slime explodes, you're really in danger. Unfortunately, he followed me anyway. Fortunately, I healed in time, so that could have been a death, but I got lucky there. Run out of the area again. Drink a few mega potions. In this fight, you want to keep your health either full or very close to full. If it's more than a fourth down, you should probably drink a potion, because this guy has very powerful attacks. There I use the running dive dodge. It grants a large amount of invulnerability. It's a great way to dodge his attacks. Now when he's mad, his slime will turn more yellow, and it will instantly explode when he punches, which can be more dangerous. So you have to adjust. He'll also move faster too, and you have to get out of the way quite a bit farther to dodge the explosions. There you saw I took advantage of his tail swipe. I got in there. Evade distance up is a great skill for any weapon that does not rely on blocking. like hammers, hunting horns. I use it for great swords and switch axes and long swords too. Anyway, with this hunt, you want to have some sort of evasion up skill if you can't block, like evade extenders, evade distance up, or something that raises your invulnerability, because you really need a way to dodge this guy. Here you can see I could even dodge his horn thrust attack. Here's a leaping dodge. Now you'll notice I'm not going a super large distance away from Brachydios. It can move considerably faster than your hunters. But there are blind spots you can take advantage of. Like here, he leaps forward. I roll towards him and to the side a little bit, and he pretty much has a blind spot there. But if you try to run away or roll away, he'll probably land on top of you. You'll notice I'm getting hits in while I can. I try and get the strongest hits in that I can, but I don't always go for level 3 charges, because this particular Brachydios is so fast, it's very dangerous, and he can combo you very easily and just turn the tides of the battle. You want to save health if possible. Now my stamina went down at this point, and it's not smart to fight unless you have full or almost full stamina, sort of like with health. So right now I'm just spacing around Brachydios, trying to look for a way out. You don't want to immediately just run away from him. He's very good at chasing a hunter down. You want to wait until there's an opportunity for him to, or rather for you to run away when he has some sort of lag. Now eat a well-done steak. For this video, I chose to use well-done steaks to restore my stamina, but I would recommend instead using Mega Dash juices, which make it so your stamina does not deplete for a good amount of time. It's also good for blocking weapons because you don't lose stamina when blocking. There I took advantage of his roar, got a 3-hit combo in, standing safely between his legs. There's very little that he can do when you're immediately in between his legs, except for just move. There I had a pretty good dodge, but his tail hit me, and with this Brachydios, even his little tail swipe there is extremely powerful. You'll notice I was watching him constantly. I noticed he was going to jump on me, and I did the dive dodge there. Another dive dodge. Play it safe with these things. Don't think you can barely be on the outside of his attack range with your dodges. He's very fast and very powerful. With his horn thrust move that shoots explosions forward, you can judge how wide that is because the explosions are about as wide as Brachydios itself is. So just think of like a line of Brachydioses coming forward and just get out of the way of that. You can also dive dodge that, but it's more efficient to run sideways. You should always be monitoring what Brachydios is doing. It has certain body language that hints what it will do. Like oftentimes you saw there, it will lick its fists while moving backwards and then leap forwards. Or it will raise its fist like right there and be ready to slam them into the ground. Here it's licking its fist, so I take the opportunity to do an attack. I got a little greedy there with the level 3 spin charge. I should have probably just done a level 2 attack, and I paid for it right there. You do not want to YOLO Brachydios, especially the event Brachydios. Dive dodge to avoid that. I was aiming for the exit, but I missed. Fortunately, I was looking at Brachydios, and I was able to see him coming and do a dive dodge there. Of course, Cha-Cha heals me right after I drink a potion, typical. Brachydios, the event Brachydios, has an absurd amount of health. I was not planning to be able to beat this quest on my own. He simply has too much health. With some of the event quest monsters, they have like as much health as, say, like a Goldbeard Cetus. It's absurd. I mean, thinking you can beat them on your own, it's just not realistic, no matter how good you are at spacing them. course, the cooling effect will wear off after 10 minutes after drinking a cool drink, of course. I'm still looking at Brachydios as I run. I do not want him to jump and catch me off guard. It's very important to drink a cool drink. Now I noticed he turned around there and used his fist slam, which means he had a bit of lag that I could take advantage of. There he used his jump attack, so I ran towards him and to the side. There was a well-timed dodge on my part there. I don't want to encounter him when he's on the side in a confined area. Move to the side to avoid that horn thrust. Any hits that we trade, he wins big time. You need plenty of space to avoid him. Here's a spin release. If ever you played the original Legend of Zelda, spacing Brachydios in a weird way is like spacing the Dark Knights. You sort of have to waltz with them, let them lead to a point. He has telltale signs of what he'll do. You have to constantly be watching him. And act accordingly. It's a difficult quest, but once you get the spacing down and know what to do, it becomes a lot easier. But there's still very little room for error. Here he's going to eat and regain his stamina, so I throw a flash bomb, and that time it worked successfully. You do not want him to regain his stamina. You deal a large amount of damage when he is low on stamina, which can be indicated by him drooling. Got a nice headshot in there. He also is slower, too. You can see I got more hits in with that tail thrust thing. Here, I'm putting a pitfall trap down in between his legs. I noticed the lag there. And I've hit him a few times in the head. Now, as a hammer, also like the hunting horn, I want to really be wailing on his head right here, because he's low on stamina in a pitfall trap, and bam, he gets KO'd, which gives a lot more time to damage him. Now here I did the spin release, but I waited till after the first 3 rotations, and what that did was that will launch other hunters, so you have to be careful with that, but it's the most powerful hammer attack in the game. You run forward with a level 3 charge, let it rotate 3 times, and then press X to release. Whereas if you press X before the first 3 rotations, you'll do a faster spin release that will not launch hunters, which is a great thing to do. But it's not quite as strong, and if you have an opening like that, you should take advantage of a longer spin release. Here I'm taking advantage of Brachydios being low on stamina. Spin release, although I got a little greedy there anyway. Keep my eye on him, dodge when I need to. Now he's getting mad again. Unfortunately, players get mad. They regain stamina from that too. The super monsters are really good at regaining stamina. I take the opportunity to sharpen my weapon when I need to, and then I have it ready to combine the rest of my potions and honey to make mega potions. Here I notice he's licking his fists, so I try to hit him, but unfortunately got pushed back a little bit, and we both miss. I keep my eye on Brachydios, and I don't dodge until I know I need to. You don't want to be caught at the end of a dodge with no stamina when you're injured. I keep my eye on Brachydios as I run out of the area, and heal up. It's important to be aggressive in pursuing Brachydios too, because you want to wear his stamina down. You don't want him to have a chance to regain stamina either. Now, there's a few cases where, like here for example, I'll sort of just be running around him, but still in the same area. You have to be very careful when he's enraged. He'll attack more quickly he's much more dangerous. Here I dodge the horn thrust, run around, and get a free hit in. You can usually roll under his legs, but I was a little bit late there. The event Deus is very fast. Once again, run to the side when he leaps forward, towards him to the side. There I had a chance to heal because I knew there was lag from his horn thrust and I was out of the way. Safely healed there. Safely ran to the side. Got a hammer thrust. I'm staying in between his legs there quite a bit. You'll notice I don't go too far away from him, but I go out of his range. Be very careful of that slime. His explosions are extremely potent. There's yours. I get a few hammer hits in. With normal Brachydios, you can pretty much get a 3-hit combo in, but you have to be very careful with the Clashing Fists Deus because he's faster than normal ones, so it's better to often just get a 2-hit combo in rather than risk him taking you out. There I was pretty lucky I got that dive dodge in. I didn't want to risk getting hit by the tail there, so I just moved out of the way instead. Roll between his legs when he does the forward fist ground pound. You can see how I'm exposing his blind spots. There I did the side hammer swipe, which is faster than doing the vertical hammer swipe to start off the 3-hit combo. It's less powerful, but it's faster, and that means sometimes you can get a side hammer swipe and continue with the vertical 2nd hit, 3rd hit, and get the full combo in when you normally would not be able to. If you have slime on you and he hits you, the slime will explode for the slime explosion damage in addition to the damage with him hitting you, which with this Deus is pretty much a 1-hit KO situation. You have to be very careful not to have slime on you. Roll 3 times to remove it. Heal up before you go. Now, if I was playing with other hunters, I would have brought more life powders. I would have brought Weave Ring Claws and life crystals to make even more life powders, and probably a book of combos because that usually has a pretty bad combination rate. So I would have had enough to potentially have 13 life powders. If you can heal your party members, it's much safer than them healing themselves. There's that 3-hit combo with the side hammer thrust to start it off. I keep my eye on him, but I was still a little too late there. I have to be extremely careful. That's why you want to keep your health full. You can take a huge chunk of your health away. It's like 2 or 3/4 about of my health right there. And my defense, I think, is 670, maybe more, which is really absurd. A good feline skill. You'll notice I did dive dodge there. I'm keeping my eye on Deus as I run away. I do not want him to kill me as I'm trying to retreat. A good feline food skill to get here is defense up large and feline moxie. What moxie does is if he reduces your health to 0, then you'll start off with about 1 HP. Of course, the timing right there, I run out of stamina. I don't run out of stamina. I have to eat another steak right there right when I re-enter. But that's okay. You definitely need to be at your best to fight him. Anyway, the Moxie skill means that if you get hit, so you would have died, then for one time only, you'll have 1 remaining HP, and with enemies this powerful, it's a great skill to have. I'd recommend it for pretty much any of the super monsters, which is Brachydios, Ivory Lagiricris, Cruel King of the Sea, Descending to Hades, Stygian Xenogri, and the Father-Son Pleisiath hunt. It's also a good skill, feeling Moxie, for just hard quests like, say, 2 Black Diablos, and just things like that. Gotta love that evade distance up. Got a quick hammer swipe in. Take advantage of hitting when you can. Roll between his legs there, dodging his fist swipe. Oftentimes, if you roll towards him, it will avoid a lot of his attacks, which is nice. There's that side swipe, but I didn't have enough time for the 3-hit combo, and I didn't want to risk it, which was wise of me. He roared there, but I didn't quite take advantage of it that time. Roll in between his legs, get a few hits in when he's doing his tail swipe. He's licking his fist there, which I realized, so I got a nice 3-hit combo in. This attack, if you can block it. If not, just get out of the way. He'll thrust his horns and his fists all into the ground and make a large explosion around him. It's a very powerful attack. Here the cooling effect wore off, so I had to drink another cool drink. I noticed that he was not targeting me and he was exiting the area, which gave me an opportunity to drink a cool drink, and I'm ready to pursue him again before he can regain his stamina. Brachydios is very easy to tell when he's angry, just because of his coloration, and he's also a lot faster when he's angry. You have to be very careful. Spamming the horn thrust move. Kind of got lucky there. I guess in that case he only did 1 tail swipe. He'll usually do 2. He seems to have a special move where he can only do a half-turn tail swipe. But he usually doesn't do that. Not sure why he did that. I think it's like a separate move, but yeah. You'll notice I'm in between his legs a lot, or just right next to his leg, and I'm safe a lot. Roll to the side, avoid his fist barrage as he walks forward. You do not want to run away from it, you want to run to the side more and adjust your trajectory accordingly. You'll notice a lot of my movements correspond to what he's doing. Taking advantage to get the charge up right there when I have a chance, but I don't risk it. A nice level 3 spin. Level 2 hammer spin, or dash attack, whatever. Get out of there. You have to really gauge your stamina. Now my Cha-Cha and Kayimba had the paralysis special ability or whatever, so they were able to paralyze him once. If you have other hunters, they'll be much more effective at it. You want to have the most damaging combination of weapons that works, of course. So he has a ton of life in with less experienced hunters. I've actually seen hunters just unable to defeat him because he has an insane amount of life. So you want water weapons, usually Brachydios being weak to water. I have the Gen Moran hammer there, which if you don't have Awaken skill is the best water hammer. It also stays sharp forever, which is a very nice thing. It can work with paralysis weapons, but you have to just be sure that you have enough hard-hitting weapons, roll between his legs there, to deal the damage you need. You might consider having like 1 paralysis weapon, or I guess 2 most. But I mean, if you have someone who like has a very good paralysis gun, like the light bow gun guards Archipelago, I think it is, or something like that, that's usually enough. Although with Event Quest monsters, I've seen some people successfully gun them. Now notice he's drooling right there, so he's going to go try to feed. I want to pursue him quickly. Get my flash bomb ready. You want to get your items ready while you're running. Anyway, with gunners, they get one hit KO'd with most of his attacks. So I've seen people successfully gun him, but I would not recommend it unless you're extremely confident with his patterns. You just want to be very careful and probably not use a gun. I throw the flash bomb. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. So I get a few headshots in. Now he's mad again. He regains stamina very fast. With normal Brachydios, you have a much larger window there. Whoa. See, there I rolled into the slime by accident, and then his hit plus the slime both hit me, and that really took my health down. So now I'm being very careful to dodge him. Actually got pretty lucky there. Watch him as I run away. Go out of the area right here and heal up. Let's see, at this point I'm out of mega potions, so I'm deciding what to do right there. I decide, since it's just me, I'm going to run back to the camp here, get some first aid meds and rations, just heal up and be ready to go again. I've already been fighting the Brachydios solo, I mean with Cha-Cha and Kayimba, but they're not really a great help. Although they do work as meat shields. Sounds kind of cruel, but they're quite good for that. But for this quest, I pretty much just recommend you use 4 experienced hunters. That's 4 hunters who have played it. I suggest if you really want to get this done, make a room that says something like Hunter Rank HR 100 plus, Brachydios as a target, event quest players, or something like that. I found people who are over 100 in the hunter rank are usually a lot more experienced with powerful monsters. Of course, you cannot judge a person's skill by their hunter rank. It's a good way to eyeball it. I want to get back in the fight as quickly as possible, but I do not want to come unprepared. In that area, you want to be careful of the Ragi because they deal very little damage, but they can poison you. And you probably do not have antidotes if you're not fighting something that is a large monster that uses poison. These are a pain. I'll get my paintball ready. Here he does his little fist-licking thing, which gives me a chance to throw a paintball, and he roars, and gives me a chance to 3-hit combo. With hammers, the last hit of the 3-hit combo, or the final hit of a charged level 3 charge, is by far the most powerful. So if you're able to, you really want to try and land those. Even if you potentially miss with the first 2 hits of a 3-hit combo, it's worth it if you can actually just hit with that 3rd hit. Although, the more hits you can connect with, the better. With this armor, I have attack up large, and I also have the Gen Moran hammer, which is the best water hammer. So I'm dealing a very significant amount of damage to Brachydios, but he has an insane amount of health. I haven't even broken any of his appendages or his horn. You really need 4 people. Although it's possible with 3, I wouldn't recommend trying with 2. It's probably possible with 2, but yeah. If you have 4 experienced hunters, it's not that hard a quest. But it's hard to get a room with experienced hunters, too. Took advantage of his lag there. Unfortunately, I decided to roll the wrong way. A weird thing with this event quest is the skill Unshakable, which is a very great skill that comes with the Diarmerilus armor, which I have on. Means you have low-grade earplugs, low-grade current resistance, wind resistance, and you recover from attacks faster. It's a great skill for any of the super event quest monsters. By the way, I used the normal hammer level 3 pound there, not the spin. That will end faster than the spin, and that's why I did it there. It's slightly less powerful, but it's a good strong attack anyway. Anyway, so the unshakable skill means that if you get hit, you'll get up a lot faster, and that's invaluable for a monster as powerful as Brachydios. Got hit by the tail there, got a little sloppy. But it only gives low-grade earplugs, and Brachydios, the normal ones, require high-grade earplugs to block their roars. But for some reason, this one does not. I don't really understand why that is. It might have been an oversight by the developers. They might have just put it in to have one little silver lining about how hard he is. And of course, the cooling effect wears off right when I enter the area. You definitely want to be prepared. You do not want to risk fighting him when your health is constantly depleting from the heat. And you do not want to risk fighting him when you need more stamina. So here I stop and eat a ration. I have a good opportunity. And I get my pitfall trap. My shock trap ready. A good time to lay down a trap is when a monster has just exited an area, because they're the least likely to exit the area again right after they've just exited it. Here I come up, and as a hammer, I should be aiming for the head. It smashes in. Each weapon generally has a good place that they should be aiming. Unfortunately, I missed that 3-hit combo there because his head kind of pushed me back a little bit. Hammers and hunting horns should probably aim for the heads because you cannot cut tails, but you can KO a monster if you hit their head. Although with the super monsters, you basically just want to get in whatever hits you can. Don't worry about specifically trying to break parts with them. If you need like a Brachydios tail, hunt a normal Brachydios. Don't hunt the event quest one. There I'm watching him as I run away, which just saved my life 2 times by the dive dodges. 3 times. You don't want to just immediately run away. You have to keep your eye on him and work with the lag he has. Keep your eye on your stamina too. As I mentioned earlier, the Mega Dash juices, bring 5 of them. It should keep you set for the entire quest, and they keep your stamina from depleting. So I recommend those, but I really wanted to show you how to manage your stamina in this hunt. Here at this point, I'm hunting it solo. I'm all out of mega potions. I'm taking the opportunity to run back, get my health up from the bed, and collect the last 3 first aid meds and whatever rations are remaining. The bed also refills Cha-Cha and Kayimba's health bars, which is nice. I decide against taking the barrel bombs because, well, for one, Brachydios have a trait where they're highly resistant to explosives. It still damages them, but yeah. And it just takes a little too much time to put the bombs down. I don't want to risk being caught in his attack while I'm setting a bomb. So it's just not high enough reward and too high a risk. Here I take the opportunity to make another shock trap. Important items to bring are life powders, stuff to make extra life powders, extra traps, flash bombs, cool drinks, of course. Here he's roaring, which gives me a chance to try and combo him a little. I got that third hit right on, but you'll notice that I circle Brachydios a lot. You don't want to be directly in front of him. You don't want to be directly to his side either, but you want to be sort of in front and to his side if you're not under his legs. There he avoided my combo, but I was okay. Got that hammer pound while he was in the lag from licking his fists. Pounders, I guess they're called. An important thing to mention is with normal monsters too, but especially with the Super Event Quest monsters, they get meaner as the fight progresses. This guy is just trolling me by avoiding the trap. So if you think they're mean at first, you haven't seen anything yet. There, I was just late to dodge. Fortunately, he landed in the trap, but unfortunately, I lost the opportunity to damage him because I need to heal up. But do not YOLO it and try to run up and damage him when you have no health left. You're just asking to be one-hit KO'd after he breaks out the trap, which doesn't take very long. You really need to keep your health up. First aid meds don't replenish as much HP as Mega Potions, so I ate a first aid med there to get my HP full before I run back in. Get a few hammer hits in. Got that 3-hit combo in while he's doing the Deus, which is nice. Got some more hammer hits in. He had a good pattern there. Or since I was right in his blind spot between his legs, he didn't do very much about it, and he roared and did his tail swipe, and I got a lot of hammer hits in. You can sort of judge how much HP he has left by how much he staggers and if you actually break some of his parts. You'll notice he staggered a little bit there, which means I'm doing a pretty good job chipping away his HP for one person. I have my hammer charge ready to see what he does, but I will roll out of the way, although I should have rolled into his legs, but oh well. You do not want to commit to very laggy moves of your own on these monsters. You have a level 3 charge, but you need to roll. Go for it. Do not risk it. Here I have a chance to heal because I know he's in lag from his horn thrust. Run sideways out of the way. Have another chance to heal again. If you're not confident with your spacing or timing, just leave the area to heal. It's much safer. I'm pretty confident with my spacing there, so I'm okay. But I do not recommend it if you're not confident, if you're not experienced with this fight. I took the gambit and picked up the feline, whatever. It ended up being an easy flash bomb, which is a nice item that aids me. It could have potentially been a ration too, which would have helped. Or it could have been something I didn't need, like a paw print stamp. Now this area, when you enter it from that side, it's a very dangerous area. You're in a closed off kind of canyon in between lava there. It's very difficult to dodge out of the way. So you do not want to fight him on that side. You want to lure him over into the center. And also, another reason why you don't want to do that is what you'll see right here, or coming up pretty soon, is monsters can walk on lava, but hunters cannot. So you want him to be vulnerable as much as possible too. There I threw a flash bomb. It gave me a chance to heal up. Unfortunately, he dodged out in lava when the flash bomb hit, and then he just is panting in the lava right there. Gave me a chance to make a shock trap, but that is time when I would have much rather been wailing on him because he was low on stamina. It was quite unfortunate. And of course the cooling effect wears off at the worst times. Now, I'm not immediately using the shock trap because I know he's low on stamina and he'll probably try to enter another area soon. Get that hitting on 3 roars. Monsters have a bad habit of leaving an area as soon as you set a trap, which is irritating. I think the game developers actually programmed it so they're more likely to leave the area when you set a trap, which is quite irritating. This game trolls you in a lot of ways. The small monsters will attack you. Monsters kind of troll you by just running around traps. You'll notice a lot of my dodges, I'll dodge towards him and to the side. With the exception of the tail swipe, it pretty much dodges most of his attacks. Brachydios is one of several monsters that you do not want to run away and dodge. You want to move more to this side. If you go towards him, it gives you a better chance to counter. Miss that level 2 charge hammer swing. Now with any weapon, see there I hit with the level 3 hit, although I did get a little greedy, which almost cost me my life. Fortunately, I decided to leave the area. With any weapon, if you use an upward swing, it will launch other hunters. So you have to be careful. The attacks that will launch other hunters with the hammer are the 3rd hit of the 3-hit combo, the level 2 charge release, the level 3 late spin release, but not the early spin release, which is a really nice thing. It's a super powerful attack that will not actually launch other hunters, and the unsheathing attack. So do not do those by other hunters. I don't have any other hunters here, except for the Kayimba and Cha-Cha. But you want people to be able to hit the monster while you're hitting the monster too. You don't want them to be flying through the air. Here I'm guessing what he'll do. I know he can jump towards me, but I react a little late anyway, unfortunately. And he's pretty much just trolling me here around the trap. A lot of monsters have an irritating way of dodging me. Drink a mega potion. Try to lure him in the trap. Unfortunately, either Cha-Cha or Kayimba has a stink mask. It's Kayimba. And when they get mad, they throw stink bombs, which makes a monster more likely to leave an area, which is a good way to separate 2 monsters. But in this case, he completely trolled me and just went right around the trap. If he had been an inch closer in several of those previous moments, he would have gone trapped. And I can't lay another trap right now, so oh well. Now when he runs towards you like that, if he's not attacking, you get a free hit on him if you run towards him too, just by the way his spacing works out. Dodge this side, that Fists of Fury advance. I have to play it safe around those rocks there because those will explode. Roll inward towards his feet. To the side. Just keep watching him, see what he's doing, and dodge accordingly. if you don't have a blocking weapon, the dive dodges give you a very large amount of invulnerability. And even if something technically touches your hunter, usually the invulnerability will save you, unless they do a combo thing afterwards. There I should have rolled towards him, but I tried to roll away and pay the price for it. Have my life powder ready, but I don't use it immediately because I want to space him. I do not want to be comboed out of healing myself. And boy, I almost die right there. Just poorly spacing that tail. That's another reason why you want to be away from the lava. You need plenty of room to maneuver. I got my Farcaster ready. It's good not to risk it. Don't want to risk trying to heal there when he can potentially just hit me again. Farcasters take a second to activate, so you have to be careful. They don't activate right away. You have to really space the monster. Now here I notice I only have about 4 minutes left of the hunt, and I wasn't planning on ever beating him this time anyway. So I decide not to continue, and here, because if I abandon the quest, I get to keep all my items. I didn't really gain anything from the hunt. So about here I decide not to continue. I show you my stats. You can see Feline Moxie right there. The specialist skill doesn't really apply. I have Evade Extender, great skill. Capture Guru, attack up large. Unshakable, gloves off. A lot of good skills. I strongly recommend the Darmeralis armor for any of the event quest monsters because the Unshakable skill is very nice. It has top of the line defense automatically and attack up large. It's almost like it was just designed to fight the super monsters. Even for the Stygian Xenogri event quest, it's good if you just get the food skill Dragon Slayer and then Dragon Res up large. It makes up for its weakness to dragon. And there I abandoned. So that's how you space Brachydios, the Clashing Fist event. It's very difficult, but with practice you can get it down. And here is what it makes. It makes the Majestic Scepter hammer, which is actually a very nice hammer. It will heal other hunters if you hit them. So it can be a very nice thing. You can see it right there. It also has the highest base attack of any weapon in the game here. You get Crown of Glory ticket items from the Brachydios hunt. If you have 5 Crown of Glories, then you can make the Majestic Scepter hammer. You can see 1560 base attack, and you don't have to sharpen it for a long time. It doesn't have any element, but it does heal other hunters instead. So if you're hunting like a bird weaverin or a beast, like the bears or Kurapiko, it can be a nice thing because you're usually hitting your other hunters anyway, because you're all wailing on it at close range. And that's about it. Thank you. I hope this will help you.